Okay, so can we start?
I just have one question.
Yes,
Uh,
please.
uh, Athena is one of the service of AWS. So I just try to study. So Athena is more like a kind of Hive query where we are writing. So, um, I mean, is there any difference between these two?
Hive and Athena.
Yeah. As in writing queries or something.
See, some features, no, queries wise, there's no difference. Like the same query query is nowhere different. Okay, whether you work on a Synapse, whether you work on a SQL DB of Azure, whether you work on AWS Athena, whether you work on AWS Redshift, whether you work on Snowflake, whether you work on Google's BigQuery query, your SQL is not changing. It's always the same. If that's what I say, do not go on syntaxes. If you understand the concepts, like how Redshift is designed, what is code architecture, how should we design tables in Redshift, which kind of sorting keys, which kind of description keys we should use. These are the most important questions. Nobody in interviews is going to ask you to, define, select, or insert or update. They are going to ask you the core concepts of Redshift, core concepts of BigQuery, how BigQuery and Redshift are different, what features Redshift have, what features BigQuery have, in which use case or in which scenario we should use which services. And if you just compare the AWS environment, same questions will come again, like in which scenarios we should go for AWS Athena, in which scenarios we should opt out for Redshift, or in which scenarios we should go for Redshift Spectrum. So these are the questions that we need to answer and we need to understand and we need to learn in this course.
Okay, got it. Actually, in interview, I say like they ask basically whether you can work on Athena or not. So the same thing I'm telling. Like I'm aware about the SQL structure and everything. So there won't be an issue, but they won't buy this.
Because you're not saying in the correct way. See, I'll tell you one. I'm taking a bit time. Sorry, guys, but I'll just extend this by 15-20 minutes. See, when I was of 2 years of experience, I got selected in this Accenture, and for projects they used to call me and they used to ask me, "Can you work on Spark?" And I used to say, "I have done enough POCs to learn the syntaxes and I can write the code." But I was telling the truth that I have never worked on PySpark. They used to reject me. One day I got a call and I very confidently I said, "Yes, I know PySpark. I have project experience and I can work." And I got selected. So just say it that you know it. Just say it confidently. That's why they are not buying it. You are saying it with some hesitations. Remove that thing and you will buy it. Trust me,
Hmm.
they'll buy it.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just start sharing my screen and I hope I see some new guys. So we are continuing with our Python lectures. Ganesh will, I think he has already shared the lectures or recordings. We are working with Python data frames and I'm going to continue on top of that.
So normally in interviews they will asking on AWS it's a kind of direct questions or any like scenario based questions. These are the how do you fix or something.
See, expecting this kind of questions like, just a second, where is, I don't know what's happening with this. My distribution always goes away. Just to give me a moment, I'll just install that. Just a second, guys, just a second. I will just get it done.
So are we getting any PPTs or something? Just recordings, day by day.
It's mostly, as I mentioned, this is completely hands-on based course. So I do have created some PPTs, but it's not very interactive ones
Right.
because I'm not focusing on uh, theoretical part. I mean, sometimes what I do, I don't even I don't even care like whether I have the. I mean, I just open the PPT and I don't even utilize that. I just go on the console and then I explain that from there
Yes.
only.
Yes, yes.
I mean, whatever I have with me, I will definitely share it with you. But it's not very interactive PPT. So because I never provided much time on PPT. Yeah,
Yeah.
and somebody asked what kind of questions we can expect now. So see, if you are if you're in the range of less than 4 years, okay, you can definitely expect some questions which are very silly. Like I'll say silly because they might ask you what is AWS Glue, what is AWS Athena, what is AWS Redshift. Those kind of questions they might ask you, or they might ask you to write a Python code to work, just do some small transformation or data frame, or maybe write some select query or some SQL query. Those kind of questions you can expect. But when we are in the range of 7 to 8 years of experience or more than that, they will discuss. Interviewer will discuss with you, and he will be like more on the like he'll judge you based on your skills of approaching the solution. Okay, so if I just give you an example, he might say that I have some petabytes, or you can say I have 10 TB of data. I'm running some complex queries, and I want to run those queries as fast as possible. I don't have enough time to go ahead and wait for those queries. What kind of tools and technologies I should use to in AWS environment to complete or finish this requirement? Okay. So now what options we have that can run with SQL queries? We have Athena, we have DynamoDB, we have RDS, and we have Redshift.
Yeah.
So first of all, if it is an analytical problem, okay, you have to ask, like if this is the all question, you have to ask, is it an analytical problem or is it a real-time problem? I mean, based on the size of data, you can also judge that it's an analytical problem, because in real time or in the live data, we don't have this amount of data in TBs. Okay, so now this is an analytical problem. He wants to run complex queries and he wants to run those fast as possible. So your answer is AWS Redshift. Okay, same question could be, I have 10 TB of data. I am looking to fast processing engine with where I can run some SQL queries, where I want almost real time responses, or it's not an analytical queries. It's a queries kind of every seconds there are million transactions are happening. I want to handle those transactions. Okay, let's phrase the question in this way. Now we are saying that every second we want to process kind of very huge transactions. Now your options are again same thing: RDS, Redshift, DynamoDB, and Athena. So its answer is actually DynamoDB. Why not Redshift? Because Redshift is an analytical tool. It is not built or optimized for your transitional processing. It is built only to work with historical data, you can say. Okay, historical does not mean 2 years, 3 years back data or 4 years back data, like that. It can be a one day data, historical data also, but it is a batch processing tool. It's not a live data processing tool. It's a batch one. Okay. Now, on the other hand, we have RDS. Now, RDS can be one of the option, but he said he is not looking for any complex queries or something like that, and he's really forcing, or he's really pinching on that part where we say it should be near to real time, like response should be very high. We do not want to wait for seconds also. In RDS, this is this might wait for seconds. Okay, it might not wait for minutes or hours, but it will definitely wait for seconds. Then Athena, it's not a transactional processing engine. There's actually not even an engine is there. It just data warehousing solution, you can say analytical solution running on Presto engine that can be utilized for your small analytical work or review of your data, but it's not supposed to be utilized with millions of transactions or very huge data sets. So like this kind of questions you can approach or you can expect in the interviews. So yes, I hope that I made it clear what kind of questions to be expected. So if your basics are clear, if you can think straight, then it's very easy thing.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll start with today's work. It should have been installed by now, but no worries. I'll just use online editor. So yes, in this document we had left this here on the all filtering options. We have seen how to create a data frame using a CSV file. We have seen creating subsets or getting a subset of our data using log, ilog, add methods. Then we have seen some filtering options, and now we are going to work with group by objects. So this is the syntax. Let me actually create my data frame first.
So are we sending this TXT file with the recording, Jalaj, every day?
Ideally, we should. Ganesh, I want to send this.
Yeah, because I haven't seen any, so that at least we can practice in the our own labs or
Yes, yes, I
because
understand. I understand. Ideally, you should get it.
yeah,
It's a bad option.
four we
Should
got
have.
4 recordings, but we don't have any this.
I think hope you get through like Anil. So I'll do one thing. Let me create a WhatsApp group today for everyone. I'll also add you your mail address in the WhatsApp, the Google Drive. So I'll be uploading each and every class video like on the same day. So
Oh yeah,
I'll be sharing it today.
yes, yes,
And
because these kind of
you
things
can,
used to practice, Ganesh. Yeah, that's what.
Sure, Bhaskar. I'll create WhatsApp.
and Ganesh, it will be actually better if you can get the Skype group created for this one dispatch.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. From tomorrow we'll have a classes through Skype itself. Only for today, Zoom. Like from tomorrow we'll have a classes through Skype.
Perfect. Thank you.
So that you don't need to wait for me also. So you can find the recordings from the Skype itself.
Let's just allow it 2 or 3 more minutes because I need this Anaconda to be installed, because online editor we cannot go ahead and read the local files. So just maybe 2 or 3 more minutes that we will need. But yeah, I can start explaining at least, or then I will do hands-on again. Or meanwhile, if you have any questions from previous classes, you can ask me those. Okay.
So this class is not first class. How many classes are over?
This is actually fourth one.
This is a fourth class, huh? Okay.
Yes. So in first class we had learned about the data types, which were like string, integers, and some string functions like upper, lower, finding something in string, substring functions, replacing something. Those kind of operations we had tried in our first class. In second one, I had explained list and dictionaries in the Python. Okay, and then in the third one,
Yeah.
I just explained the Python data
Append,
frame.
append and exclude some sort of functions.
Come again, please.
Append and exclude, some sort of functions also we have seen.
Yes, yes, and some like in third one, I just shown this notes or these codes we have seen, like how to create a data frame, how to use these methods, and how to use lock and while lock, all those things, and some filtering options of data frame. Now I don't know why my anaconda is not here. It should have been here. I never.
As a part of this course, Snowflake and SQL will also be covered.
We are not covering Snowflake and SQL. Some basic SQLs you can expect. Snowflake is not covered. Redshift is covered, so you can say these two are kind of similar services. So if you want to learn Snowflake, I can give you hints. I have worked on Snowflake also, so I can give you hints about Snowflake, that how you can what are the change or what are the differences between Redshift and Snowflake. Now, if you know differences, then you know Snowflake also.
Okay.
Jalaj, what is the difference between PyCharm and PySpark? I mean, PySpark normally I understand that is the background of the glue
Yeah, I think
codes.
PyCharm is nothing but just a visual editor, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, because I mean, in my organization, they are using PyCharm, and some sort of tree structure was defined by YAML, file structure actually. So, I mean, I'm just about to work on that particular project, but just, they have just given how the environment is, all these things. And for scheduling the jobs, they will use only glue, but entirely they will just do with PySpark, codes with some sort of CLI interface, I mean. Yeah.
Okay, let me just check it. If I don't have PyCharm with me right now,
Okay.
so see, PyCharm is nothing but it's just a tool that you can work with. Okay, so it's
Okay.
nothing but just a tool.
So that
It's a technology.
YAML tree structure is for
It's
any
very simple. So
configuration.
I think I have one YAML. I just see, it's just the ID for Python. Okay, so you can
Okay.
use any ID. Right now, I'm using a Visual Studio Code, which I found a bit easy for me.
Right.
You can use PyCharm or anything that you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's done. Next, finish. I said finish.
AWS services has a specific control and scheduling tool, or like we are integrating from the other services.
Uh, they have their own scheduling tools, you can say.
And those are
Not specific, like AWS Glue can be scheduled, AWS Lambda can be scheduled in their own way. There's nothing like a special tool you need. It's just the feature is there. Just some clicks and you are good to go.
okay.
Open folder. This is just to answer that question of why ML files are. It will be actually good for all others also. That's why I'm just doing it. Meanwhile, I think I got my Anaconda available here. It should be Anaconda prompt. It is, come on, come on. Anyhow, just give me a second. Okay. So here, if we just come down in this fitness tracker and in this one, I just open this. So if I just come here, so you can see this is also a YML files, okay? And I was
Okay.
what I was doing here, it's kind of same thing you will have, okay? So what we have here is like we just create these variables. It's kind of key value architecture, and then we define their values. So like we can say data buckets are one of the variable, and inside that we have one more key pair which is name, and then have bucket name and all those things. And if you just come down here, you can say glue job transform if you want to transform. Then we have its value like that. It's just this key value pairs you can say we have in the YML files or inputs. Those we can be utilized. So all those transformations and all those things we were mentioning here like this.
Okay.
Why do we use this file by YAML?
Some projects define their inputs, you can say that's like this is also input file only, okay? Some projects define their inputs on YML, not necessarily. You can use JSON, you can use YML, or you can completely skip this step. So it's just optional thing, not a very high demand thing.
Okay.
Now, finally, I have my Anaconda prompt back. I hope we are good to extend this by 20-30 minutes. It's possible for all of you. Just for today, not every day. Because we had too many questions and my Anaconda was gone for a toss. I hope it is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more thing, like I opened the Visual Studio Codes, same way this PyCharm works. So you can just go ahead and use PyCharm instead of Visual Studio. Like any software handling tool you can use. Okay, so here we are, and this is my landing page of Jupyter. Okay, and we were working on a notepad which is saved here, and I should have here somewhere here. And I think it's this one, Untitled 36. So we will continue on this one only. So actually, just in case if you guys haven't noticed this, these notebooks actually we can save, and these will be saved in the directories where my Jupyter is launched. So you can see I have launched my Jupyter in my user profile. So these will be saved in my user profile folder. So it's these folders that I have saved. Okay, so you can rename them from here. Okay, and just rename them, let's say pandas, and they'll be renamed and they'll be saved. Okay, if you want to, like right now it is auto saved. If you just want to save it from your end, click on this side to save it. Now I will just run the cell again, importing the pandas and numpy. And then I will just go ahead and read my file here. Now my file I have read, and now I'm going to start here. So first we are going to learn group by, like how we can do group by in pandas data frame. Syntax looks like this. So this df is the name of data frame that I have created on top, which is this. I will actually, let me just take out this code from here. And let me just paste it here, and that's it. So this df is the name of my code, which of my variable, which is storing my data frame, which I have got it from using this read csv command. And this read csv is the file which is placed inside my AWS Engineer folder inside my C drive, and this is the file that I have. Okay, this is the file that I have with me. I'm using this file to read my data frame and create it. It's an open data set available on Kaggle, and it's a e-commerce data set. So yes, now I'm saying on my data frame object that I have created, df, then I'm saying dot group by. That means I'm looking to group, use group by operator on my data frame. Then I have used my design number, to indicate that I want to group my complete data set on my design number column. That means this column I'm using to do a group by operation. Then I'm just saying short equals to true. This means whatever the result I'm getting from my group by object, I want to sort it. Okay, I want to sort this in the ascending order of alphabets. So when I execute this code, it's not going to give me any things like this is a statement. You can say, if you guys know SQL, if you compare this with it's like select nothing. I'm no columns I have selected or no options I have done. This is just like from table group by on design number. That's what I have said. And as I have not done any average, max, min, or count start operation, so I'm just not going to get any results out back from this. I'm just going to get a group by object created for me. So if I just try to print this, it's going to give me like this df group is group by generic data frame group by object at some random memory location on this machine. Now in future, or for my future progress, I can use this df underscore group to do all those operations which I have mentioned just right now. So if I just go ahead and do it here, like use first function. First of all, as I mentioned, for any function that you need help, you want to understand what that function do, just come inside this braces, and it should be empty one, and press shift tab on your laptop. We will get the function definition, like what it is doing, what kind of arguments it is expecting, and what kind of output it's going to give. So you can say it can expect, it does not expect any specific arguments, and its doc string is it compute the first of group values. Like it's going to give you the first line of every group to just verify your data. Then it's returns series or data frame, and just like that, like this is very small documentation because this first is actually not doing any specific thing. It just give you back the first line of every group. If I just execute this, every group based on design number, sorry, for every group based on design number, I'm going to get the first line, whatever the first line is there in that particular group. So nothing very specific use case for this first. It's just that you have created a group by object and you want to just verify the data inside that. So for those things, you can use first function. And then if you want to get the details of any specific group, like what all rows that has, you can pass on the group name and you will get it. So if you pass on the group name AN201, you will get the lines those are or rows those are available in that particular group. So you can say for this design number, as our group by is done on design number. For this design number, we are getting 5 rows. Okay, these are the sets that I have. And then let's say we want to get sum of columns. Let's say if I just do df.info, then you can see I have 2 columns, like one stock column and one index column, which are type of numeric data type like integer and float. So if I do sum now on my df underscore group dot sum, then on these numeric columns, I'm going to get the sum of these columns based on design number. So if I just execute this, so you can say for like this index is kind of a irrelevant column as it is just index number. If you see it is just nothing but a row number or index number, you can say. But for stock, you can see for this particular design, the total stock is 22 quantity. For this AN202 design number, we have total stock of 52 quantity. So like some functions give you the sum of all the numeric columns separately on your group by column. So it is like, if I just say in SQL format, it is like select design number, comma, count star from my table name df, group by design number. So this is my equivalent SQL query is going to be. But same thing we can achieve here using very small function that is called dot sum. Okay. Now one more thing, if you refer, if you just look here, if I just copy this sum and place it here on this line and like this, I am going to get same result. So I will just get this result in a different variable. I don't want to, manipulate this variable. So I'll say df underscore sum. And if I just, print my df underscore sum, I'll get the same output.
So basically, it will find out automatically the numeric variables.
Yes, it will find out the automatically numerical values.
And then it will group based on the design number column.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, because in SQL we need to explicitly define the variable in the select section. So,
Exactly.
so if there are three variables like follow amount 1, amount 2, amount 3, so it will just sum up all the 3 columns based on the design number class.
Yes, exactly. So if I had more numerical columns in this data frame, then I would have more output columns here also.
Right.
Okay. So one more thing, if you just focus it here, like earlier, I just created the group by object using this selected command or the selected code only, and then I was applying some functions like I applied first, I applied dot sum, and then I applied what I applied. I applied get group. Okay, these functions I applied. But if you just instead of saving it back in some group object, if you directly want to apply the function, you can do it this way also. Okay, it is just 2 different ways to approach the same task. So now I'll just wait. I'll just take a pause here because we have seen 3-4 things, and it could be confusing for you guys because this group by is working with slightly differently than your SQL. See, only syntax is different. Trust me, this approach and the logic and the way group by works in SQL, it is exactly the same in Python also. So I'll just take a pause here, and if you have any questions for these 4 commands, let me know.
So suppose in data frame we are grouping the design number, and we got the 3 columns. So without explicitly mentioning on some, so it will just do for all the numeric columns. So but normally we can mention, right, sum of like amount 1 or something like that. When we can mention, it's give the same result. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually same thing. So see, with this normal sum, you're getting all the column, but if you want to specify the one specific column, that you can also do it. If I just do a shift tab here, okay. If I just do shift tab here, it should work on this. Just you can actually, as you can see, it's again taking the variable argument. So in the sum, you cannot pass on the specific column name that you want to see. So this double star k var actually it means it's going to take dynamic number of variables. So that means if you have 10 numeric columns in your data frame, you're going to get 10 sum operations. If you have 1, then it's 1. If you have 2, then it's 2. So you have no option as of now with using sum that can select index or a stock. Maybe I'm not denying it completely that there's no way. There could be a way, but using sum right now, I don't see this option. So even if I try it like this, it's stock. Ideally, it should not work. Yeah, it takes it does
Why?
not take. Because syntactically they are not allowed. I mean, there could be another way. It does not allow it like this.
No, but if you want to mention the column name summation based on certain group by class, we want to have a certain column sum means how we can give.
That's what I'm saying. Now you will get all. This is just to visualize your data. Okay, this one just to analyze or visualize your data. There could be another way to get those things.
Okay.
So average and count and other things also it's same as of now.
Yes. So if you just do, I think AVG is the one. If you do AVG, it's not there. If I do Mac, it is not there.
But it's not the case in SQL.
Come again?
No, but it's not the case in SQL. Suppose like select sum of salary from employee group by employee number, something like that. So though there are number of numeric columns, we can have group by class summations. But in Python, it won't work like that.
See, that's what I'm saying. This syntax is not supporting that approach. Okay. Select
Okay.
a specific column, but there will be another way to do that. See, whatever this Python is a very huge programming language. I just started because we are going to write the codes in Python in Lambda and Glue and those things. That's why I started with Python.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not covering complete Python because Python is a very huge language. Just some examples, some scenarios I'm trying to cover here in this quick hands-on code.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But certainly they should be something.
Yes,
they should be. Okay.
yes. I mean, I will try to find it out. But yeah, there will be certainly there will be some syntax like with some slight different syntax. It will be there.
Okay.
Okay, and Max, as you can see, it's working like this. Okay, so if I just do it like this, then I'm saying df dot group by, and I'm saying on stock column I want to get the max for every design number. So if I just do it like this, Or maybe if I just do here some, it's like this only, sorry. So right now you can see a design number and then I'm getting my sum here, only for
Yeah.
stock column. Okay, so like this we can do for a single particular column. And maybe I think I can also do it like this, alias. What is this? Not sure about the syntax, trying it out, huh? Okay, it does not work. But definitely there will be some way to give alias also, because right now you see, I'm not getting my column name here. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So there are many ways. We just have to try it out some. So yes, I was saying like this based on like now on what I'm saying. Based on design number, I'm grouping by my data frame, keeping my short equals to far. This is an optional argument. You can remove this also, then it will still work. Stock, I'm saying I'm selecting the column that I want to do sum of the stock, or if let's say if I want to do max of stock, then I'm going to get those digits. Like for this design number, my max is 6.0. Okay, so like this, we can. So see, my motive here is to pass on the knowledge that whatever we can achieve with SQL syntaxes, we can achieve the same with Python syntaxes also. Filtering the tables. Here we are, like in SQL we call those things data tables. Here we are calling that thing as like our data set we are calling as data frames, and we can apply group bys, can apply joins, we can apply filters, and we can do whatever we could have done with SQL also. The whole motive is that only.
Okay.
And obviously, I am not expecting you guys to remember these syntaxes, okay? See, please go ahead and do practice these things, these syntaxes, but do not try to memorize these things, okay? Just keep in mind this and just understand the fact that there are ways to achieve whatever SQL can do in data frames also. Understand the capabilities and features of data frame. Do not try to go ahead and memorize the syntaxes of data frames, because we have too many things to learn. You cannot go ahead and waste your energy on memorizing the syntaxes. And there are many syntaxes. Definitely you cannot memorize all of them. Okay, just practice these things out. Try to manipulate these things, or try to play with these things to achieve your own requirement, and just get some confidence. But do not try to memorize these syntaxes. I hope that you're clear that what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying do not practice. I'm saying practice, but don't try to memorize. Just understand that Python can do all group by operations. Go on internet, look for syntaxes, get it from there, and make it working. Okay, moving ahead, I have the same operation. This time I am, instead of saying pi and max, I am saying sort my values based on stock and drop duplicates based on design numbers. Okay, and I am saying keep equals to last. So whatever is there in the last, obviously if I'm sorting it based on stock, so whatever is there on the last, that will be the highest one, and I'm going to get that one only. So it's just the same output I will get, but this time I haven't used a group by clause. I just simply shorted my data frame, and then I simply remove the duplicates from that. And in the duplicates, I just kept my last option. Okay. So if I just execute this is the complete data frame that I'm getting, and it is again sorted, or I'm getting max of each and every column. So if I just go ahead and do short values I think we should work it like this. Dot short values based on stock only, so based on design number. And you can see if you just compare, it's AN201 and I'm getting 6.0, AN202 I'm getting 16.0. Like that, you can match all of these things. Just my motive is to show you there are another ways also get this max. Obviously, the ideal way and the correct way is to get it by this syntax. Okay, so this is how we can achieve some operations in pandas data frames. We can go ahead and get some, we can go ahead and get max, min, average, and these things. Yes, please. Somebody was looking to answer ask.
Yeah, I mean, so what is this query significance? Because two time we have sorted and something.
See,
Just
that's what I said. Its ideal way is to use this max function only, but just I said there are another ways to it also. Obviously, this is not a very good way to do it.
okay. Yeah.
And yes, in this syntax you can also see. First of all, we have seen that we can short. If you just look into this particular piece here,
Yeah.
this is the way to short your data frame.
Correct.
If I just remove this thing, this is the way to drop duplicate. If I just remove this thing also, this is the way to drop duplicates. And in keep, you have two options: keep last or keep first. Or if you just don't give it, or it's actually keep random also is there. Okay, and if you just don't give any column name here, or if you just say it like this, then it's going to check the duplicates on all the columns. Like all this complete row is duplicated, then it's going to drop the duplicates. If you just mention the column name, if this column name has duplicate, then it's going to drop based on that particular column name.
Yeah.
So just as its value count, it's like let's check it out once more. Just like if I just execute this, if you are giving some column name here, for that column name, what is the count of that particular category? Okay, like this sad is occurred 1050 times, and this dress is occurred 700 times, and quota side is occurred 1598 times. So it's like select category count star from table group by category. It's this SQL query. So value counts.
Yeah.
Just work on this particular column, and it just the count it gives a count of that particular values has occurred in the data frame. So now just look into these few examples. If you have any questions, or not only this in these questions, or sorry, not only in these queries or these codes. If you have any other questions, you can definitely ask me about the group by operations.
So I have a question, Jalaj. Like, so in the first thing, we are also, I think we are grouping on design number and sorting as well, because sort equal to true. And in the sixth one, we are just doing the same group by, because we are removing the duplicates on design number and sorting on a specific column. But here sort equal to true, here keep equal to lost. So what is the difference between that sort equal to true and keep equal to lost, something like that?
See, this short equals to true is applied in the group by. So if you see the parenthesis closely, this
Yeah.
is starting from here and ending here. So this is applied in the group by operation. Okay. That
Okay.
means after you doing the group by on design number, I want to sort on my design number. Like the design number that is starting from A should be in the first position. Okay.
Right.
Here I'm sorting based on stock. First of all, this parenthesis has been ended here. Then I'm saying dot, that means I'm applying one more function, and that function is drop duplicates.
Yeah.
Drop duplicates, in this I'm saying I want to drop duplicates based on design number. Okay, based on like if I have duplicate design number in my data frame, drop those things. Keep equal to last means, let's say if I come here, like short is going to be let's say this is my design number AN201. Okay,
Yeah.
and let's say this is sorted. Obviously 6 is going to be last one.
Yes.
I'm saying keep last, that means keep the max.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
If I say keep first, then 3 is going to be preserved, and
That's
it's like I'm saying I am getting the minimum of that. So if I just go ahead and do it, if I say keep first, let's go and do it.
It's a kind of ascending, descending.
Yes, exactly. If I just say keep first, I think it's first only. Yeah. So you can see I add the short based on the stock again. Sorry, design number. I already did this. You can see AN201. Now I'm getting 3.0, which is this thing. This I'll get because when I short on design number, this is going to be my first line, and I am saying drop duplicates based on this particular design number and keep only the first row from this. This is what my keep is saying. If I say keep last, then this row is going to be preserved.
Okay. Yeah.
One more question. Suppose if in key last 6 would be there, so 5 and 3 are also duplicate. So
Dropping duplicates is working on design number, not on stock.
okay. Okay.
Okay. So do we have more questions? Okay, then let's just move ahead. You will get these notes. Don't worry about this. Once the Skype group is created, I'll be making sure every day you are getting notes and PPTs. Then let's say we'll start like this is the same thing, import pandas and reading the files. And let's say we want to drop some columns. Okay, I have one in that also. Ganesh, those guys are not available today.
Okay.
So it is like this. Okay, understand. Let's say I print my data frame one more time, and then let's say I wanted to drop few of the columns from this data frame. Let's say I want to drop index and some other column name. So for like dropping the columns. So this is the kind of syntax that we can use. You can say df.drop index and stock columns. Axis equals to 1 means I am looking like, see, drop actually can drop your columns. Okay, that means these columns it can drop, first thing, and it can also drop the rows, like number of as you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have rows also in my data frame, and I can also drop those rows. So how will this drop know that what I'm looking to drop? So if I say axis equals to 1, that means it is looking to drop my column. So it's going to find its index and stock in the column names. Okay, and this in place equals to true means my command or my code is going to modify this original data frame right now. So if I just remove this for time being, now if I execute this code, you can see I'm getting an output where index and stock columns are not listed. But if I again execute df, then I'll get my index and stock column back, because without in place equals to true, my original columns are not going to get dropped. So if I do Control Z here, and now if I go ahead and drop this, it's going to take effect in my original data frame also. And now if I print this, you can see I do not have index and stock columns with me. Is it clear? Difference between in place equals to true and without in place equals to true. Without in place equals to true, my original data frame is not going to get modified.
Okay, M plus is true is a permanent drop.
Yeah, it's a permanent drop from your original data frame.
Okay.
And then let's just create this data frame again, because now we have permanently modified our data frame.
So what is this R significance before the C column? Something.
It is just to clearly mention that anything inside this double quotes is just my path. If I just remove this, I'll get syntax error.
Right. Okay.
And it is not necessary that let's just put an example. If I come on this code and here, I will take my path from here.
Yeah.
And I will just, my file name is same. I will just replace my path name here, and this will work.
Oh.
So some of the paths, it needs that small r to clearly indicate that it's a path only.
Wait, you mean for C drive alone or something?
Yeah, I mean kind of C drive alone. And if you go on the cloud or when you go on AWS, we no need to mention any R or something like that.
Okay, if it is a Unix path or something, you never.
Yeah. On only on those things.
Okay.
So it's I think it's the same file. Yeah, it's the same file, same data frame.
Okay, but default mentioning R, I think it's a good practice because it will take.
Yeah. Yes,
Strictly.
exactly. That's why I keep that in my notes. So it
Oh.
should not happen that I ran this in test and it worked fine with me, but you guys went ahead and save it to C drive or something like, and then you're facing errors, then it will be challenging for you.
Okay. Right. Okay. Understood.
So if I come back to my notes, you can see here I have provided comments also. So see, one of the ways to dropping and signing it back. So this actually I personally follow in my code. Okay? Whenever I'm dropping something or whenever I'm transforming something, what I do not never modify my original data frame, because I might be needing that in my next line of codes in the same program. So I just assign it back to some new variables, and I name them very properly. I can not here, but in my original projects or original codes, I just name them very properly. So I just say df without index or stock. I will name it like this. And then if I just print this out, my data frame is there, which is clearly indicating this is a data frame without index and stock. And as you can see, but same time, my original data frame is having all those values.
Yeah.
Next is same thing. This time we are going to drop some rows. So instead of saying axis equals to 1, we say 0. And it means it's going to look for row numbers. And you can see, not index column. Please look into the most left hand side details. This 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are my row numbers. And let's say I want to drop some row numbers, 1 and 3. Then I can do it like this. And I have to say in place equals to true. Then it's going to permanently modify my data frame. If I don't say it, then it just give you output, but it's not going to modify it. So if I just execute this, now if I print my data frame, You can see I do not have 1 and 3 number of rows here. Just in case if you want to drop the rows based, if you want to drop some rows from your data frame, this is the way you can achieve that. Just mention x is equals to 0. Now you may be looking to drop the rows with some range, okay? Let's say you want to drop initial 100 rows. Obviously, you're not going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. So for that, you can use the range function. What range function does in Python, I think I can execute this separately here. If I'm not wrong, let me just clean it and paste it and run this. I can, if I just say range variable and this, and if I just print this also, again I'm getting something. Basically, it's actually creating range for you. That means if I just copy it and explain it on Notepad, so basically in easy language, this range is going to give you sequence numbers. Okay, first is the starting position. One is start. Here 10 is end, and then we have 2 as step. So this is going to give you output like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Like this, I'm going to get. If I say step is equals to 1, then I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this, I'm going to get. And last, I think this starting position is included in the output and the ending position is not included in the output. So basically, I'm going to get 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So this range actually generates numbers for you, a series it generates for you. Here, if you see, I'm saying delete or drop the rows which from 1 to 10 using step equals to 2. Now this is going to give me syntax error, or you can say logical error, not syntax error, because row number 3 is already dropped here on this code, and I use in place equals to true. So if I just try to execute this, I should get error. Yes, you can see key error, and it's clearly going to say 1 and 3 not found in access. So if I just increase my range, if I say start from 5, go till 500 maybe, and step is equals to 1, then it will work. And if I just take my df, you can see 0 because 1 is dropped using this code, and 3 is dropped using this code, and from 5 till 500 all the rows have been vanished. So like this, we can go ahead and delete the rows. Now I'll just come back on my notepad, and I have shown you dropping the columns and dropping the rows. If you have any questions in this, or you can ask me.
Can you go back to your editor? So line number 40, drop 1 comma 3 means it is only deleting row number with 1 comma 3 since access is 0,
Exactly.
and it won't delete any other things.
No.
And in line 46, range 5 is a start, 500 is the end, and 1 is a step. So as per the output shown in 47, the row is also coming 501 also.
So it is deleted between anything between 5 to 500. After 500, it will obviously have the output.
Okay, between. Okay. 500. So
I think 500 is not included.
Yes, that's what I mentioned now. Ending limit is not included. Starting position is included only.
okay, now I got it. 500 is okay. So in end, the 500 won't be included. It will delete up to 499.
Exactly. So if you want to delete 500, you have to say, I mean, now we don't have that row. So if I just go ahead and like this, it will be like something like this.
Yeah.
500 comma 601, then I'm going to get 100 rows dropped again. Now you see its next line rows is 100, 601.
Okay, got it.
Okay, coming again going back to my notes because it's all the codes are actually can be seen here.
Dilesh, one small thing. So now we are getting like a range of 500 comma 600 step by one means from 500 to 500 will be deleted. That slice will be deleted. Can we make that slice itself into a separate data frame, something like that?
See, actually, that thing we have seen in this recorded sessions. Maybe I'll just select the view again.
Okay.
Yes, we can actually do it. Answer is yes. If I just go back.
Because normally we will, basically we will chunk the data into smaller chunks and push to S3 buckets, right? As a big file, based on the date criteria or kind of, like certain index criteria. So that's what I just got this query. How splitting
We can use this lock method. Okay. Let's say I take this. I will seriously request you maybe tomorrow we are just going to have a class on the cloud engineering introduction. It's not going to be very hands-on, so I'll just request you to please walk through those recordings. Maybe initial one you can definitely skip because it's just data types. You can refer the codes only. But list and dictionaries you should understand. Then if you can go ahead and learn Python also or this Pandas data frame also from scratch, it will be good. So to answer your question, as let's say we start from 700 and 701, and let's say I just want to get these columns. Okay, I can remove this columns like this. In that case, I'm going to get all the columns. But let's say I want to specify my columns and I want to get them in a DF or 2, 3 like this. Then if I just print my DF 2, 3, this is what I'm going to get.
Super. Okay.
And yeah, in this one actually, in lock is the only function which has included the ending limit also.
Ending. Okay. Right.
Okay, so it is 800 like.
Yeah. Cool.
So yes, we were here. Yes, this is what we are seeing right now.
Yes.
More questions? See, if you do not ask questions, for me, it's like you got it, completely got it.
Yeah, in this, I think in this, drop and other kind of ranges, it's completely good. Axis equal to 1 and 0 from us.
Sorry, did you ask some questions? I just could not get it completely.
No. I mean, the current concept is fine, Jalesh. I think it's
Okay.
yeah.
I hope it is same with all of us. So if I take it out, I hope it is same for all of us. Correct? Because if you guys don't ask, I will just get assume it like you guys are getting it. Okay. Then we'll see few more things. Just 10 more minutes maybe. Renaming the columns. One way is to do it like this. It's easy one, so I will click here. So it is one way is this. Can rename function. Provide your columns. That means you're trying to rename columns. What you want to rename, in which you want to rename. Like this syntax you have to provide. So I am saying rename my column index into ID, design NO into design number, proper design number spelling. In place equals to true means obviously it's going to take effect immediately. So if I execute this, if I print my df, you can see my design number and ID is correctly placed here. Sometimes we do have to rename the columns, so it's like this. We can do it. One of the way to do it. Another way is we can assign a complete list to our column names. So if I just do it like this. So in this kind of syntax, it's actually not recommended, at least for me. I'll say it is like positional based arguments you are giving. Okay. So it's like first, whatever the first column I have in my data frame, I'm going to name it as index. Second one, I'm going to name it as SQ code. Third one, I'm going to name it as design number. And likewise, all of the columns, I'm naming them positionally. Okay. My data frame does not know where's my stock column is, where my category column is. First thing. Second thing, if I have 100 columns inside my data frames, then I have to provide 100 names in this list. Okay. And let's say I just wanted to rename 4 or 5 columns. I should use these syntax. Like instead of mentioning all the 100 columns in the proper sequence, I should use this sort of syntax. This is I'm showing because it's there. That's why I'm just showing it to you. And in this, if you just remove these colors, if I try to execute this, you will get a clear message that we have 7 elements, but new values only have 6 elements. So this is not going to work. So you have to provide all the column names correctly. And let's say I introduce color also. Okay. And if you see, my sequence is mismatched here. So obviously this is going to affect my data frame if I execute this. And then if I just make a df, you can see instead of size, I'm having color. Instead of color, I'm having size. So just 2 ways to rename the columns in your data frame. And this is obviously the first one is the most recommended way, at least for me, at least by me. Then same way, which is very, very, very rarest case that you might want to rename your index. This is going to give me syntax error because I don't have 1 and 3. Let me just remove 1 and 3. Okay. So I'm simply renaming my 0 to 0, my 2 to 2, and 4 to 4. And I'm renaming my index. Like that means not this index column. Please be aware of this. Do not get confused here. This is not the index. I'm not renaming my column name index. I'm renaming the index that data frame has, like this most left hand 0 to 4, 6. These things I'm going to replace. So if I just execute this, okay, df, not df2. You can see like it's 0 to 4. Only 3 columns I have renamed, and then it's fine like that. And obviously, we very rarest of rare case you will see that when we want to rename our indexes. So you understand this thing, like we are not interested anyhow in renaming our indexes. We are fine with the numbers they have. Making sense? Any questions in this in these 3 code?
I'm just thinking like what is the use of giving the indexes on row basis to
See, that's what I'm saying now. These are just if you compare with SQL, these are just row numbers, or here we call it indexes. And we obviously don't want to change our row numbers or modify them in a different way. Very, very rarest case, I have never seen any requirement in my project to rename the indexes, but it just this functionality is there. That's why I have introduced this to you.
Okay, so just if we are doing group by or if we are performing some operations, so based on that, indexing will also be changed, but it will be in a sequential manner.
See, it's not like that. It's just you're renaming. Like this 601, you can call it English letter 601. You can call it something else. But just understand, row numbers you never want to change. It is renaming here on this place. This I made my 0 into 0. I made my 2 into 2. It's just example I have given you. In real times, you never see that somebody is looking to modify their row numbers.
Okay, so as soon as we are reading the file, as soon as the data frame is getting created, index is also getting created, but that
Exactly.
index is not dynamically changing as per the recorder operation. It's like constant we have defined for that particular row specifically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Even if even if you do shorting or something like that, index number for this row is not going to change. And yes, there's nothing else. See, actually, I'll say you ignore this part. Okay, just ignore this part. Just focus on naming the columns because row numbers we are not going to change anyhow. And in this also, just understand that you can rename columns using a columns rename function. Just try to ignore this one also. Just try to ignore this one also. Moving ahead, till now we have seen one thing that in yesterday's class we have seen the functionality of getting only the specific rows where we have category equals to cardigan or where we have category equals to cardigan and color is equals to all two values. So this is like select star from table where category equals to cardigan and color equals to value. But we haven't seen anything where we can modify those value conditionally. So how we can achieve it? We can achieve it with df lock method. So if I just get my df lock here, and if I just paste it here, we can see in lock, first of all, we have to provide the starting number of rows. Okay. Then we have to provide the ending end limit, and then we have to provide the column names. Same thing we have slightly modified. I am just saying, like instead of row number, see before the first comma, I am just saying df size equals to L. So this is going to give me row numbers where size is actually equals to L. Okay. So let me actually first recreate my data frame because I have modified my data frame with in place equals to true. So I'll just create my data frame one more time. Maybe here I will create it. Okay. Now you see. Now let's just do it like this. Now you see. Or maybe let me just make a slightly change here. df dot head is a one more function that gives you specific number of rows from top. So I'm saying wherever my size is equals to L, first of all, you select those rows using this syntax. Okay, I'm just saying select this rows using this syntax. Okay, I want size equals to L. Then which column I want to modify? I want to modify my size column. Okay, with what I want to modify, I want to make it large. So if I execute this code now, I will get this thing. I need to print my df. And see now my size has been converted into large. So conditionally, if you want to modify the values of your columns, okay, you can do it like this. And one more way to do it is using mask function. So if I just print my data frame, it's same operation. Okay, these two are same operation, but it different sort of syntaxes. Just look into this if you have any questions. Okay, no question means you guys are good with this.
No.
And all the operations that we have seen till now, we are doing it in memory. Like we have read the file, we have done some transformations, but we never saved our files back to the target location. So how we can do it? It's actually fairly easy. Just say your data frame name and just say .to.csv. Then it's simply going to save your file in your location. If you want to modify your location, you can just give the complete location. So if I just do it like this, okay, I could have mentioned it like this, and a backslash and file name. Yeah, it's fine. Just execute this thing. Okay, I have modified some things. Okay. See what happened right now. I have modified my columns to like some integer columns. I modified to strings. That's why I got some error. So if I just do it again, what is this? It should have worked. It is saying it like this. If I use R here, it works. So if I go back to my D drive, I should have a file with file name, and here it is. I saved it on 27th of April, around 10:30 of Indian timing. So very fairly easy command, to CSV can write your data frame in the form of CSV files on some location that you mentioned. And obviously, if you remove these things, that shift tab, you will see complete signature of it.
So how to get signature? It's tab, right? Place the cursor.
Shift tab.
To place the cursor, shift tab. Okay.
Yes. So you can see you have to provide path or buffer. Buffer is utilized in the cloud applications. Path is fine for local machines. Separator, by default, you can see it's comma. Float format if you want to choose. Columns if you want to specify only the specific columns you want to store. Header if you want to store or not. Index if you want to do it or not. Index by default it's true. So if I just try to do it, like if you just open this file name.csv, I hope it's the same thing which I'm understanding. Like this extra index has been stored. Okay, so if I just go ahead and do Control Z here and say comma index equals to false. Ideally, I should not get index now, and I will say file name 2. This works, and let's check out the file. It's actually by size also, you can see it's slightly less. And now my index is actually not saved, not in the index column, but the index of my data frame is not saved. Okay. So like this, I'll say go ahead and check out its complete signature. Check out its complete signature. It's easy to understand these things. Just check it out like this. Then mode, you can use W to write, append, and all those things are there. Encoding you can choose, compression you can choose, code character, code coding you can choose, terminator, chunk size, date format, all those things you can actually choose and in this. Okay, and parameters are actually also explained in this documentation. Then see what happens in real time. Mostly we read the files in format of JSON or CSV only, like our raw files are in the format of CSV only. But we always want to store our files in the Parquet file format. Okay, very rarely you will see productions are running and saving the files in CSV format. It's 95% time of 95% of the times it's a Parquet file only. So to convert the files into Parquet files, it's very easy task. Just go on these nodes. First of all, you have to run this command. Okay, pip install pyro. Just select this command and run it like this. For me, it's going to say requirement already satisfied, but for you guys, it's going to install the pyro in your local machines. Then all you have to do is just say df2 Parquet. So if you come back here, in this, you just have to say df2 Parquet. Okay. My df means my data frame name, like whatever data frame name that you have given, you have to use the data frame name. Then it's instead of 2 CSV, you have to say 2 Parquet, and then we have to give the file name. So I'll give the file name again in my D drive only. And now you can just go ahead and save it back. Okay. Okay, actually, I just installed this in front of you only. That's why I never had a Pyro installed with me. So you can see I have successfully installed the Pyro version 11.0. Just say install Pyro. Or not only the Pyro, if you want to install any other libraries, like very rarely you will see that Pandas is not available in your Jupyter notebook. So you can say pip install Pandas and it's going to install Pandas for you. So any Python library that you want to install from internet, you can do it up install Pyro, and please make sure that your internet is connected. So if you execute this command without internet, it's going to fail. For all other codes, it's fine. But for this, we are trying to install some packets from the internet. That's why we need internet connectivity also. And if I just say file RK, execute this. Oh, just small R is required, and it's fine. And if I just check it out here, my file Parquet is there, and see this difference here. My CSV file size of 477 KB, but my Parquet file is only the size of 146 KB. This is 3 times of difference, and that is a very specific reason that we look to store our output data in Parquet file only. So this is all from my end for today in the Pandas data frame. I will just take a pause here. If you have any questions, you can ask me.
Jalad, Nikhil here. I just joined today. So I was of an impression that this is the first demo session, but this is fourth class. So what is the timing for this class? Daily it's 9 o'clock.
Yes, it's 9 o'clock only.
Okay, and what is the duration?
Around 6 to 7 weeks.
6 to 7 months.
Weeks.
Weeks. Okay, great. All right.